What is up, everybody? Z3KO Trinity here. Today is horror vlog number 11, and it is titled Happy Halloween. Now, the reason why it's titled Happy Halloween is simply because, well, this is the last horror vlog until the actual Halloween. I know, it's crazy, right? Halloween is literally around the corner. It's like next week. Like, this whole month flew by. Like, it really did. Sup, Isaac? How's it been? I haven't talked to you in quite some time. You been doing alright? Yeah, Halloween, it's been going by so... The whole month of October is just flying by so fast. And it's really depressing. And speaking of depressing, I just wanted to apologize to you guys for the lack of videos and the lack of stuff like that. Just been going through a lot here lately, and at one point, I was actually thinking about quitting YouTube for quite some time. But don't worry, I'm not. I'm going to still be making my videos and doing stuff like normal. Just I was going through a lot here lately, and, well, just was kind of bumming me out. I've been really depressed here lately, but everything's fine. Everything's slowly working itself back into place. But yeah, I'm going to continue making videos. I enjoy making these videos. I enjoy interacting with you guys. Games. Been playing South Park: The Fractured Butthole. Sorry I have not been streaming it, but when I get Super Mario Odyssey this Friday or Saturday from Amazon. Sweet. Yeah, I've been, as you can tell from my other channel, I've been uploading video after video of South Park. I'm really enjoying the game, and I will apologize. There's going to be a couple videos that's pretty bad, and the reason why they're bad is because I accidentally muted my mic at the beginning of one of the videos, and I was talking, but you guys can't hear anything. So you'll have one video that's almost an hour of nothing but the game, with no talking whatsoever. So, yeah, prepare yourselves for some bad videos, and I do apologize in advance. El Manuel, what's up? Yeah, man, just been busy. How about you? Pretty much the same, just kind of staying busy, and got a lot on my plate here lately. The boss with the cops was so hard. Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, a lot of that game is pretty hard. Sorry, I haven't watched your South Park videos. I don't want to spoil it myself until I get it. I understand. I'm only doing it mostly because I kind of want to go back and watch myself play it again. That, and I'm going to go back and watch Bobby, LD God 123 play it, and I want to watch Katie play it, try to see what all we did differently. But anyway, let's get into the horror vlog. It is Halloween. Well, for me, we're going to consider today Halloween because this is the last horror vlog of October, because it'll be November by Wednesday, I do believe. So just want to say Happy Halloween. I hope you guys have a good one this year. I will do a special video for Halloween, so don't worry. I got a couple things lined up, couple things planned out, but my first question of this vlog is, what are your guys' plans for this year's Halloween? So far, what I have planned is I'm actually going to have my Halloween party on the 28th. I was able to get that day off. I was not able to get Halloween day off, so I was going to have a party on the 28th, do like stuff with my family. But here's the big reveal of what I plan to do. On Halloween, October 31st, I'm going to go live on YouTube and do a updated Stephen King book collection. It's been 5 years since the very first video I put on YouTube, my Stephen King book collection. And yes, I've gained a lot of new books. Some of them have been updated, but majority of them are pretty much the same, but I wanted to have a big special moment for you guys, and a lot of you have been asking for a update book collection. So on Halloween, I do plan to go live and do an in-depth full book collection for Stephen King. That's just one of the things that I have planned. I also have another thing kind of planned out. I don't know if it's going to be live yet or not, but we'll just have to see if it all works out. Staying on YouTube, hanging out in people's streams. Nice. New Halloween South Park episode tonight. I haven't watched last week's episode. Awesome Man, cannot wait. It will make my Halloween extra special. Mine too. But what about you guys? Do you guys have any plans for Halloween this year? Are y'all having any parties or going to go out trick-or-treating? You're never too old to go out trick-or-treating. But me, I'm mostly just going to stay home, go to work, go home. Typical life, but I do want to make it a little bit special. So, but if you're watching a video, let me know in the comment sections below if you guys have any plans this year. So I'm going to wait a few seconds just to see if anybody replies for anything. I don't know. But anyway, to continue on, I have another question for you guys. You know how I do good, the bad, and the why reviews. My question is, what makes a horror movie good? In your opinion, what would it take to make a horror movie, horror story good for you? Giving candy out and having a sock puppet takeover. Oh, nice. On Friday, I'm doing a Stranger Things marathon for Season 2. Yes, I'm going to be watching Season 2 as well. And also seeing it for a third time in theaters. Badass. I want to see that movie again so bad. Stephen King's It was amazing. Absolutely amazing. And Levi, I can't wait to see that sock puppet video. But anyway, what would make a horror movie good for you guys? For me, it would mostly determine the story itself. Now, the reason why I brought this up is because I was on Netflix yesterday kind of searching through some movies to watch, and a lot of the horror movies have thumbs down on it and low ratings. But some of the horror movies that I personally thought was absolutely outstanding still got a very low rating. And people say that horror movies usually don't get good ratings at all, which is kind of true. If you look up a lot of ratings for horror movies, they're all kind of low. And the first time I was in the theaters watching Stephen King's It, my mind was blown away. But the first thing I heard people said behind me was, it's not as scary as what I thought, so I didn't like it. So to them, it didn't frighten them enough. So does a scary movie have to be like absolutely to where you have a heart attack in real life and have to go to the doctor? Is that what it's supposed to take to make a horror movie good for you? Don't make everything so obvious. Oh, okay. Obvious probably is what you were saying. Yeah, I can see that. If you're watching a horror movie that's supposed to have some kind of mystery to it, don't kind of make it, like, oh, I can see this coming a mile away, and then it happens. A lot of horror movies, honestly, end up being bad because of that concept, though. The writer of the script of the movie or the story of the movie, they're working on this plot that would have ended up being really, really good. But ultimately, they're probably like, well, maybe people will see this coming. What if we do it this way instead? So when people watch it and it happens like that, usually people do get shocked by it, but sometimes it comes out to be bad. Like, oh, I wish they wouldn't have done that. Like, I don't know. I don't really know any for a good example. I can see this coming. Thank you. Yeah, I know what you meant. Good story, good and likable characters, and a good villain. Not too many pointless jump scares. I do agree with that. A lot of our movies are paranormal, so really the jump scares are like, constant with paranormal movies. With that being said, should there be a jump scare in a movie at all, period? Yes. I do want jump scares to be in those movies. I just don't want them to be every 20 minutes, you know what I mean? I want it to be like in a full 2 hour long movie or an hour and 20-minute movie. I want at least maybe 2, 3 at the most jump scares. The rest of it, I want it to be pure story, pure real if it can be, like as real as a story can get. But my point of view, I have to have a good story, and I have to have a story that actually makes sense. Like, most horror movies fall from that because things don't really make sense. And I know when it's hard to do with paranormal movies, it's hard to do with supernatural movies about monsters and all that stuff, because usually it don't make sense at all. But don't just, like funny games, like, it made sense that these people wanted to, these two brothers or whatever they were, wanted to mess with these people. It made sense that they, had them hostage, tormented them. What did not make sense was the remote scene when they could rewind time. That makes no sense whatsoever. And okay, another perfect example, the movie The Strangers. The Strangers makes perfect sense. Yes, I do have season 1 of Robotech. What makes sense, or that movie, these people are scaring these people. They have those hoods on, those masks. They're all outside. That makes sense. They come in, they kind of play around with them a little bit. That makes sense. And then ultimately at the end, they end up killing their victims. Had them all on their knees, kill them. Made sense. What did not make sense to me was at the very end, they just kind of drove on to the next victim. That was it. Like, I felt that movie did not have a point to it at all. So I do hope that they make Strangers 2, because it has a lot of potential to make that movie really, really good. But that's one other thing that I kind of have problems with horror movies, is sometimes if you do it right and if the story, calls it, I like a good survivor in a story. That's just me. Like for example, Scream, one of the best movies of all times, because it had a survivor, Cindy Prescott. She survived all of that. Yes, there were people that died, but not everyone died in the movie. Cindy survived. She overcame this thing. And that's the same thing with a movie called Hush. This girl can't hear whatsoever. This guy, he's tormenting her. He's got her trapped. He's got the advantage. She can't hear at all. But she overcame it and won. And that, to me, like, I love a good story like that. But there are very rare stories where everyone dies at the end that I really do like as well. I think that's awesome when they do stuff like that. It just depends on the story, really. What are my plans for Christmas? I don't know. I don't even know if I'll have money for Christmas this year. So probably nothing. Quit remaking the same stories over and over and over and come up with new characters. I kind of agree with that too, but horror movies were made from literally starting in the 30s, maybe even the 20s. And even before then, with books and stuff, horror stories and stuff were written. So eventually, now being 2017, things are going to be similar. There's going to be a lot of stuff that, has already been done. So that's kind of hard to do. But I do see your point, remake after remake. These are just things that we've already seen. So I kind of understand where you're coming from. But yeah, that's my opinion. It just really depends on the story for me. I always give a movie a chance. On Netflix, if it says it's got like 2 stars out of 5, I'll still give it a chance, because chances are it was an actual good story. Just that person, whoever voted for it or gave it that low of a rating, did not like it. So that's my question to you guys, and I want to know your feedback. What would make a horror movie good in your opinion? So, Mr. Pumpkin Man, he's like the mayor of Pumpkin Town. He's representing this video. If I had a stand right here, I'd leave him right there, but I don't got nothing there. But alright, let's move on to the good. Y'all ready for this? Today's good movie is a movie called The Babysitter. It is on Netflix. It just came out this year. Like Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street and the Halloween movies. We all know what's going to happen. But if you guys have not seen the movie The Babysitter, it's on Netflix. It's a Netflix movie. Right now it's on there. I think the front cover is like a girl in like a yellow jumpsuit, kind of laid out like a French maid or whatever. Paint me like your French girls. I love that movie. I watched it the other day. Great job, Netflix. Yeah, that movie was beyond good. I would put that movie into an excellent category. Honest to God, me and my brother, we were searching through Netflix trying to watch a good scary movie to watch. And that was, in the news section. And if you read the description, it doesn't sound like it would be a good movie. But honest to God, that was one of the best movies I've ever watched. I would definitely buy it when it comes out on DVD or Blu-ray. If you don't know what it is, it's basically a horror comedy. It is very gory as well, but it's a comedy and it's a horror movie about this boy whose parents is going away for a couple of days, so he's getting this babysitter. And he's already friends with his babysitter, and he kind of has a crush on her because she's like super hot. And he's talking to this other girl, his neighbor, and she's like, she has sex with her boyfriend at night when you go to sleep. And he's like, no, she don't. And she's like, you want to bet? Stay up one night. Don't go to sleep early. And see what she does. So he decides not to go to sleep. He decides to stay up that night, and he goes downstairs. And he sees them. It's her and like a group of friends. It's 3 guys and 2 girls. I'm pretty sure it's 3 guys and 2 girls. Yeah. And they're playing Spin the Bottle. And the bottle lands on the babysitter. And they're like, truth or dare. And she's like, dare me. Yeah, because I don't know. Anyway. They dare her to kiss everyone in the room. So she starts kissing each one by one. And warning, there is like at least 10-minute, maybe even longer than that, lesbian kiss scene. That was really, really dragged. And I was like, damn. But anyway, it comes to the point where she's going to kiss this nerdy guy. And then right when she goes to kiss him, wham! Takes 2 knives and stabs him right in the head. And of course the kid that she's babysitting sees it all, and he starts pouring the blood, and they have this chalice that they're feeding the blood into. And basically it turns out that his babysitter is like this satanic cult kind of chick who's having a cult ritual thing going on. That does not spoil the movie whatsoever. In case you haven't seen it and are already getting pissed off, that is not spoiling it one bit. You need to go see this movie. I highly, highly, highly recommend you to watch that movie. Beyond highly recommend. It's funny. It is an excellent story. It's just absolutely incredible. I loved every minute of it. Laughed my ass off. I was on the edge of my seat, like, I wonder what's going to happen. I mean, it was a good movie. It was an actual good movie. And it's a 2017 movie too, so yeah. They're getting better with their horror movies, I think. I think this year they're doing really, really good with horror movies. What do you guys think of that? Do you think this year they're doing really good with scary movies? Or do you think that this year is not as good as what it was back in like 1990s or 80s? I mean, you can't beat the classics, but I will admit, 2017 is really rocking it with their movies. That was the good. But what is the bad? The bad goes to... Now, before you guys start getting pissed off immediately, I want to go ahead and say that this movie is in my category for the bad horror movie, but honestly, it's not really that bad of a horror movie. Okay? Now, I know a lot of people are like, well, it's not that bad of a movie. Why did you put it in your bad movie section? You fat son of a bitch. But, and I will tell you why. But first, the bad movie goes to Crimson Peak. Now, this movie, the reason why I put it in my bad section is because it was a little disappointing to me. Now, with scary movies, I'm a weird kind of guy. I like romance in like animes. I like romantic movies. Make fun of me all you want, but I like romance. So when I saw the advertisements for this movie, I thought it was going to be a good, scary ghost story with romance in it. And I was just basically schoolgirly, and I was like, ew! Gotta watch that. Really, I love that movie. It's better than the past 2, 3, but it cannot compare to 80s. We got 80s, man. I like the Halloween Town movies, except for the last one, Return to Halloween Town. That was stupid, but there's one. Halloween Town was excellent. I don't like the third or fourth one. Falsely advertised for me. Exactly. This one was really badly advertised to me, too. It got my attention, that's for sure. But when I watched the movie, I want to go ahead and say that this movie is very unique. I will give it that. This movie, which is directed and written by Guillermo del Toro. I don't think it was written by him, but it might have been written by him. Anyway, Guillermo del Toro is one of my favorite all-time directors as well. This guy really does know what he's doing, but with this movie, it was just a little disappointing. It's still a good story. I do like Tom Hiddleston's character in it, and I do like the characters in the story. My problem with it is that I guess it was just a little disappointing. I was expecting it to be what the commercials kind of said that it was supposed to be, but ultimately it didn't really turn out to be that much of a romantic story. If you don't know what it's about, it's basically this girl, she gets married to Tom Hiddleston's character, and they move into the Crimson Peak house, which is the house that bleeds is what they call it, because it's a farming industry for red clay. And when they farm it, it looks as if the thing is bleeding, and they say that the ground is bleeding, but it's just red clay. They use it for dye and clothing and stuff like that. But they get married, and they go back to his house, and he introduces her to his sister, and lo and behold, I really don't want to give it too much away in case if you guys are interested in watching the movie. But it's not as it seems. It does have kind of a twist at the end, and I really do like how it ended. But honestly, it wasn't what I was hoping it would be. So that's why I would put this in my bad section. I kind of want to spoil it, but at the same time, I don't want to be that kind of asshole. Haunted Mansion remake. Oh, that's cool. Did you pick up Annabelle Creation on Blu-ray? I haven't had money. It's another one of my life problems at the moment that I've been dealing with. So no, I haven't been able to buy hardly anything new. South Park was the first thing I actually bought, and those little bit of comics was the first thing I was able to buy in like over a month. Tomorrow, however, I will be getting the rest of the comics that I owe. So, I don't know. I want them, it's just I don't have the means to. Yeah, this movie, very gory. It only has a couple of murders in it, literally just two death scenes. But I will admit, it was very, very detailed. And one of them made me go like, oh, that's fucked up. It was very detailed and very well done. So like I said, this movie is not that bad of a movie. It's just a little disappointing. And I'm sure if you watch the movie, you'll have mixed feelings. You'll probably watch it and end up really liking it, or do the exact same thing like me and just feel like it was a little bit disappointing. So, but anyway, please guys, let me know what you think of this movie. But yeah, as of right now, I put it in my bad section. But if I have to give this movie a rating, I would probably rate it at a 7 out of 10. Because, like I said, it's not that bad of a movie. Very interesting story, very unique. But it just did not hit that 10 mark for me. Same here, I got hardly any books for my Stephen King haul video on Monday because I've had no money. I know how you feel. Yeah, at the beginning of this month, I had bills out the butthole. And it literally wiped me dry. So, I've been fighting that. Been fighting so much stuff here lately. It's not even funny. Like I said, at one point I was honestly thinking about quitting YouTube. Just for the simple fact of having more time to really do the stuff that I needed to do. Or to deal with some of the stuff that I needed to deal with. But ultimately, YouTube has made me really, really happy, and meeting you guys and talking to you guys each day like I do, even if it's someone brand new, it's still really interesting to me, and it's really keeping me going too. So I appreciate everything that you guys do, every comment you make, every time you click that little like button. I appreciate every stinking bit of it. But anyway, The Good goes to the Babysitter. If you have not watched it, it's on Netflix right now. Go watch it. Make that your Halloween movie choice. Crimson Peak is the bad. I want to throw out another good movie. This episode of Horror Vlog will not have a Why the Hell. Because honestly, I don't really know that many Why the Hell movies. I haven't really watched that many Why the Hell movies. So, but I do have a replacement for that. It'll be at the end of this video, and I hope you guys like it. But another good movie to throw out to you guys is Stephen King's 1922. I also watched that with my brother on Netflix, and it was actually a mixed emotion kind of movie. I really, really loved it, and at the same time, the ending was questionable to me. So I would give it a 9 out of 10. But honestly, that movie was very well done. It's very simple. It's nothing. I mean, it is supernatural, but at the same time, it's realistic. You refrain from watching that one until Halloween? Well, I won't spoil nothing for you, I promise. I just wanted you to know that it is a very good movie in my opinion, but the ending, you might be a little bit questionable. Like me, when I finished the movie, I was like, wow, that was really good. I like that. But my brother said the ending didn't do it for me. So it's really mixed emotions. But basically what it's about is this guy, he owns this farm, he owns a lot of land, and he has cows, he grows corn. That's how he's been making his money. He's been living off the farm life, and the setting is 1922. So that's back in the days, no video games, no TVs, nothing like that stuff. So him and his wife are fighting, they're arguing and stuff, and she decides that she's wanting to sell the place because she has the right to sell their place. Did you read the short story? No, I haven't read that book at all. So it was very nice to watch a Stephen King movie that I had no knowledge of what the story's about. And it's kind of good that you do that in a way, because when you actually read the book or the short story, you can picture the actors and stuff better as those characters, and you can say, oh, that's how they did it in the movie, and then you can immediately like, oh, well, this is different. I like the way they did it in the book better than, at least I think so. If you read the book and then go to watch the movie, it seems like you criticize the movie a lot, like, that didn't happen in the book, that didn't happen in the book. But if you watch a movie and then go back to reading a book, it's all like brand new technically, and it feels a lot more better. My own opinion, it does. But yeah, the wife, she decides, you know what, the hell with you guys, fuck you guys, I'm going to sell the house and then sell the property, and there's not a damn thing you can do about it. So him and his son decide, bitch gotta go. So yeah, they decided to kill his wife in 1922. And no, that does not spoil it, that you can literally look up the subplot to it and it'll literally tell you just that. That's all I'm going to leave it as. It's a very good movie, very detailed movie. I think you guys will like it. Alright. Last episode, I had you guys select 3 characters, 3 iconic horror characters, or any kind of horror characters whatsoever in the comment section below. And I randomly chose I chose 2 out of all of those characters. It was kind of easy because only 3 people participated, so it was easier for me to choose. And I kind of kept with a theme as well. Well, it was better than Gerald's Game. Wait. My review on the movie Invisible. Oh, I'll do that. I guess I could do that right now. There's a movie that El Manuel let me borrow called Invisible. What it's about is a guy, it's actually about a girl who's really, really troubled, and she's hanging around with the wrong group, and she robs this store. She gets, too wild with it, and the guy decides to call the cops, the guy she's with. And she thinks that it was this one boy at school that called the cops on her because he kept looking at her all day. Well, she and her 2 minions, I want to call them, basically beat the holy hell out of this kid. And then he's like, I didn't do it, it was my friend, he did it. Kind of, like, oh, go hit him some. Well, he was thinking that his friend was going to fly off to somewhere because he had plane tickets, but he decided not to. So they find him, they beat the hell out of him, but he doesn't give in. He basically tells the girl that she's the one that's, messed up, not him. And she kicks him so hard in the head that it ultimately kills him. And then he comes back as a spirit. Nobody can hear him, nobody can see him. So he has to find a way to basically communicate to these people to help him out. It was a very good movie, but I wish the ending could have been a little different. But I would give that movie a 8 out of 10 because I really, really loved it. It was very romantic as well. But I wish it would have ended so much better. That's my review on Invisible. Are you happy? Are you satisfied, El Manuel? Was it better than... Oh, I'm sorry. It was not better... no, it was not better than Gerald's Game. Gerald's Game is way better. Million times better. But don't worry, I'm still going to do that comment. But anyway, I chose Bughuul from Sinister versus Valak, the nun from The Conjuring 2. Now, Bughuul is a very, very cool character. I really like this demon. He's basically a kid demon. He manipulates children. He basically gets them to kill their own parents as a way of giving up their soul to this entity. And he has a way of making children do what they want. But I looked it up, and this is not a real demon. This is actually a made-up story by, I want to say James Wan, but I know he didn't do it. Scott Derrickson. Written by Scott Derrickson. So it was a character created by Scott Derrickson. Valak, on the other hand, is a real demon. No, it is not a nun demon. It's actually a childlike demon with wings. It's basically, Valak is the demon, they call him the president demon. Basically, he's like the baddest of the baddest in the demon world. But yeah, in the pictures, he represents a child with wings. Oh, fuck, you didn't pick my character. I said, yeah, screw you, El Manuel. I did your review. I didn't have to pick your character. But yeah, two entities. One controls children. The other one just wants to really fuck shit up. But we're going to take the nun, not the actual character, but we're going to take the nun in the movie. And interesting fact, they came up with the nun because Lorraine was talking to, I want to say Ed Warren, but it's not him. It was James Wan, and her were having a conversation, and she told him that about this time that she saw a vortex open up and a dark hooded figure was staring at her. So he came up with the nun based off of that. So yeah, the nun in this story is basically a demon who's pretty much after Lorraine. It's a very powerful demon that just, it reoccurs everywhere. It was in the Amityville Horror, not in real life. They used it just for the movie, but it was the connection between the Amityville case and the new case for the Enfield, whatever. But yeah, take that nun ghoul and fight against Bughuul. They get into a big old demonic debut. Who would win? What do you guys think? If Bughuul, the master of children, master of puppets, if you will, versus the not-so-Christian nun. Now, if you have not seen this movie and you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, it's a demonic nun. You can see it in the background right here, right behind him. It basically looks like Marilyn Manson as a nun. But yeah, it is a powerful demon. It has precognitive things. It can basically show people their future in a way. But other than that, that's about it. Bughuul basically can control children. He basically pulls them in, makes them do whatever he wants, basically as a puppeteer for the children. But which one of them do you guys think would win in an all-out demonic debuskis? Fist to fists. Who would win? I can't wait to hear your replies. Oh boy. Can't wait. I can't wait. I said I can't wait. Start typing shit. I'm just kidding. But seriously, somebody say something. Is anybody even watching still? Me personally, I like Bughuul because I think his demon is cool, but I would have to give it to Valak. because Valak is very terrifying and very badass. I think Bagul because, spoilers, he actually manages to kill the main characters. Yeah, that is true. He does have this overwhelming power over these children that the children actually fulfill his duty, if you, so to speak. So, yeah, Bagul is one of those demons in a movie that nobody has defeated yet. We could get Sinister 3. It might be in the works. With the way number 2 ended, it's probably definitely needs to be in the works. Because if they end the series with number 2, highly disappointed with me. But I hope and pray to God they make the 3rd one, and I can't wait to see it. And I'm not talking about the atrocious 2nd one. Yeah, that's what I was saying as well. If it ends off with it being like the 2nd one, being no. Hell no. If you're going to watch Sinister, watch the 1st one, because the 1st one's absolutely incredible. 2nd one was a little bit disappointing. Even the kills in it was disappointing. It was way too badly done. Haven't watched them, so can't answer. You haven't seen any of these? Out of the description, El Manuel, out of what I described each demon, which one do you think is cooler? Bagul or the Nun? Bagul is that creature right there. But like I said, if you guys are, watching this when it's not live, please comment below. For the love of God, comment below. The only thing I give the 2nd respect for is bringing back the cop. I agree. Fully agree. And I like that the one kid was wanting to be controlled by Bagul. Like, he was wanting to be the chosen one, but instead Bagul went after his brother. I kind of think that was kind of cool as well. And it showed this character build-up of that kid. I mean, he even punched his brother in the face. He's like, it should have been me. It should have been me that did it. But, I thought that was cool. Otherwise, the rest of the thing, just no. The kills were disappointing. Just everything about it was bad. Even the ending. But yeah, I love that. Alright, we're going to move on to the final thing of the video. I know you guys are tired sitting here with me for 42 minutes. I mean, you don't see me hardly any other week, so you guys could at least give me an hour, damn. But since I'm doing the good and the bad and I'm not doing the why, until I can come up with a good movie for the why, I'm actually thinking about doing something called Greatest Horror Moment, which is I choose a moment in any kind of horror movie / book / whatever, and I basically give it a shout out. I'm not, man, I could watch a 24/7 live stream. Sorry I'm late, have to watch this all later. Yeah, thank you for joining us though at last minute. You did miss quite a few, but like you said, just go back and watch the rest, and please comment below and let me know all that you think. But right now, I did the good, which was on a movie called The Babysitter. It's on Netflix right now. If you have not seen The Babysitter, go watch it right now. That movie was excellent. The bad went to a movie called Crimson Peak. Now, Crimson Peak, like I said, is not that bad of a movie. It's just disappointing. To me, it was disappointing. To you guys, it's probably really good. But I'm weird. I like a good romance story along with horror stories. So I thought this was going to be one of those really cool, interesting ghost love story like they advertised it to be. But it didn't turn out that way. So it's a little disappointing. That's why it's in the bad. I'm not doing the why. It has been replaced with a thing called Greatest Horror Moment. Some of them are going to be like greatest scary moments. Some of it's going to be just absolute moments where you go. One of those for me, this week's greatest horror moment goes out to Alien number 3. That's right. Not the very first one. Not the second one, which was absolutely the best Alien movie there ever was. This one actually goes to Alien 3. And the greatest movie moment, which I don't think it shows on here. It don't. Yeah, it actually does, right there in the corner. But the greatest horror movie moment has to be where, is it Ridley? Ripley? Yeah, Ripley. Where she's on that platform. She's got that alien inside of her. She knows what she must do. So she opens them arms and falls right back into the lava. As she's falling, this alien bursts out of her chest. And he's trying to like fly off, trying to survive. And she reaches up and grabs that sucker. It's like, and she pulls it to her and basically caresses it as if it was a baby, like, you know, her own child. And they both just right into the lava, completely destroying both of them. Rest in peace, Ripley. I loved your character. But that, to me, was this week's greatest horror movie moment. Please leave a comment below and let me know what your guys' favorite horror movie moment for this week is. Once again, I wish you guys a very happy Halloween. I might even do a special horror vlog for Halloween on Halloween Day. That just depends on what all time I have. I do have to work that day, and I do, like I said, I do plan to do a full live of all of my Stephen King books, an updated book collection for you guys. So if I have time even after that, then I will definitely do a special horror vlog for Halloween Day. Until then, please leave me a comment below. Let me know what your plans are for Halloween this year. Tell me. Okay, and also, this is the most important part. I want you to name a character, a horror movie character, down below. And so that way it could be this time's verses. And Jay, if you're still watching, man, your Valak the Nun had won today's verses. It turned out to be your Valak versus, I think it was Alexis, I think it's Alexis. It was Alexis' choice of Bagul. So, Valak the Nun versus Bagul the Child Master of Puppets. In your opinion, which one won? I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know it's a little shorter than most. That's what she said. But I want to wish you guys a... Shit, I almost broke that. I want to wish you guys a very happy early Halloween. I hope that it's the best Halloween for you guys. I, for one, hate myself so much. I have not had too much time, and it was my fault. I did not put time into horror movie marathons. But I will continue to watch scary movies, and I'll definitely watch the ones that you commented was your top 5s that I chose that I was going to pick to watch. I'm definitely going to still watch those. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for hanging out with Z3KO Trinity, aka Jacob. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Deuskies.